The Lion King. Every adult who's over 25 now probably loves this movie, and I'm one of them as well. Great story, fantastic characters, amazing music, what's not to like? And it's crazy how the same song but different versions of it could incite totally different emotions. This first one you feel nostalgia, happiness, excitement. There's just a beautiful warmth about it. There's like comfort, you know? Nostalgia, fun. You feel like everything in life is just going to be okay. Then there's a second. This incites fear, angst, anxiety, rage, desperation, struggle, maybe even depression. When this game came out, like many kids of the time, I played it. And like many kids of the time, I could not for the life of me pass the monkey stage. That's just the second stage for those who don't know. Everyone I hear talk about this game says the same thing. Those damn monkeys. No matter what console you played it in. Turns out there's actually a real explanation as to why we all got stuck on that stage, which I'll get into that later. So now, as a grown-ass man, I think it's time I try to take down these damn monkeys once and for all. Join me as I do something 30 years in the making in beating this game. Let's take a look at the Lion King game.
It starts.
The Lion King released in 1994 for the SNES, Genesis, MS-DOS, Amiga, Game Gear, Master System, Game Boy, and NES. This was actually the very last game to ever release on the Nintendo Entertainment System, and it was also the first game to ever be released while the movie was still in theaters. The version I played the most as a child was the Genesis version, but the other popular version was the SNES one. There really aren't too many differences between these two. I noticed there's a couple sound effects that sound different. But visually, if they're not side by side, you can't really notice a whole lot. And gameplay wise, they're virtually the same. You run, jump, roar to intimidate or even flip enemies. You can jump on them. He can also maul and slash as adult Simba. And there's one other move that you can do, but you're never really told how to do it. And it's literally so important you can't beat the game without it. But we haven't even gotten there yet. The objective of this platformer, like many others, is just to get to the end of the level. Sometimes you will have a boss fight, others you just have to get to the end, and some others are a race like the wildebeest level, which, man, that was a hard one too. There are also two different bonus levels featuring Timon and Pumbaa where you're supposed to catch different bugs, which are pretty cool and feel very faithful to the movie. There are also some bugs to find that will recover your health, grant you the bonus level, get an extra continue, and others increase your health bar, and you're gonna need it. What makes this game so hard are the unfair deaths due to some of the mechanics and the animations. A lot of times you're going to be falling through platforms, and sometimes he's not going to grab onto what looks like he should easily be able to grab onto. Maybe you didn't run before he jumped, so the jump was way shorter, so you didn't land on the platform, or you didn't have enough speed to jump across. It's these minor details that can cost you so much while playing this game. And sometimes the design of the level is just straight bananas, like the log jumping level in Hakuna Matata. This game is deceptively hard and violent. Like, this is supposed to be for kids? Why the hell is this hyena on fire? Now, the bane of most of our childhoods was this damn monkey level. Can't wait to be king. What makes the monkey level so hard is that you have to have a nice run just to even get to the monkey puzzle, because one missed time jump and you're back trying the stupid ostrich part again. The game does have checkpoints, but in some levels they're pretty far away from each other and there's a lot of hard shit to do in between. So like, I didn't really find the monkey puzzle itself to be hard, it's getting there the issue. The monkeys toss you around the level and you quickly realize that you can roar at the pink monkeys, flipping them, so then the whole tossing route changes. But again, it's getting there is the main issue. There's one puzzle, if you even want to call it that I felt was way harder because there's no explanation to it, there's no feedback, it kind of doesn't really make sense. I couldn't figure out how to get past this stupid wall. Turns out all I had to do was stand here a bit. How does that make things fall from the ceiling? I have no idea, but that's what you're supposed to do. There's a lot that can kill you and will kill you, so the trial and error part of this game is what's really brutal. Now I can say with some level of confidence that I finally beat this game, but I feel I have to confess and come clean about something. The version of the game you are seeing is the Sega Genesis version from the Disney Classic Games collection, which comes with Aladdin and Lion King. Why does this matter? Well, because this version of the game has a vital feature that was essential for me to beat the game, and that is a rewind button. This rewind mechanic really saves you from endless amounts of restarts and game overs. Just by simply rewinding when you get hit when you normally don't get hit in a run completely changes everything. So yeah, I use the rewind button a lot, which is not how it was played back in the day, so this hurts a little. So I do feel like a bit of a phony.
You're a phony! Hey everybody! This guy's a great big phony!
But if you're one of the few who actually beat this game back in the day, go ahead and brag down in the comments. Feel free to talk your shit, champ. You deserve it. And if you've never beat this game and always wanted to, the best chance to beat this game is in this collection because of the rewind button. Because with the rewind, you can beat it in around an hour and a half. Without it, you're probably looking at 6 to 8 hours because you're just going to keep dying and trying and dying and trying. And I'm just talking about the normal difficulty. And what's cool about the collection is that you have a ton of different versions of it. You got the SNES version, the Genesis, the Japanese version, which I believe is a little bit easier. You got Game Boy and Game Boy Color, plus a ton of extras. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Hashtag not a sponsor. Something did tick me off though about this collection. As a quick side note, I bought this game a little bit after it came out. You know, the version that has Aladdin and the Lion King. Then these fools had the balls to re-release it 2 years later, adding the Jungle Book. Hey man, what about me? I like the Jungle Book. I want to play as the Mowgli. I felt like they did everybody who bought that first version so dirty. They should have at least made a free update to add the Jungle Book to the first version or something, or charge $3, something. Because I'm not buying the different version again just for the Jungle Book. Mowgli ain't that worth it. That's dumb. Or maybe it is. Let me know if I should. Anyway, back to Lion King. Yeah, this is a very hard platformer, man. Even with the rewind, the last level is still hard. After some grueling platforming, you get to face off against Scar, and you could be fighting him for hours because you're never actually told what the hell you're supposed to do. If you've seen the movie, you know Simba tosses his ass off Pride Rock. Well, you're supposed to do the same here. And because you're never told how exactly you're supposed to do this, many people, along with myself, just spend hours bitch slapping Scar over and over again, hoping something else would happen. There are 10 levels following the story of Simba's journey to reclaim what is rightfully his. You will platform around the levels that feature iconic pieces from the movie, and others that Disney themselves cut from the movie. Like the Hakuna Matata level with the gorilla and the Red Hot Lava, these were levels based off of scenes that didn't make it into the movie. So characters are super faithful to the movie and carry the same energy and presence that they have in the movie. Some enemies are in the movie like the chameleon, and even though these aren't, the gorilla and the leopards are still legit since the game's animation was hand-drawn by Disney themselves, which explains why the animation is so damn good. It's something about how he dangles off the edge and pulls himself back up. That imagery and that animation always stood out in my head. The level of detail in the animation, it could only been done by Disney, really. If you don't move, Simba starts chasing a butterfly, and it just replicates the magic of Disney of the time. His mane while running as adult Simba makes him look so majestic. The game is so colorful, and even with the dark levels, the colors still pop on screen. How fluid the animation still is and how everything looks is just the same charm that it possesses in the movie, maybe even more. The music is instantly recognizable from the movie. I mean, it's an award-winning score after all. The combination of beautiful visuals and the music really makes it hold up even today. And the difficulty is there. Now, with the rewind button, everybody can just pick it up and play it. And if you prefer some heart-wrenching difficulty, then just don't use it. But if you have a heart condition like I do, then go ahead and rewind away. But why was it so hard in the first place? Louis Castle, creative director for The Lion King, in an interview with Game Informer said that Disney had them make it hard because in their analytics, research showed that when renting a game, if it was too easy and beatable off of a single rental, people will not purchase games. And for those who are too young who don't know what even renting is, this is where you go to a place, pay some money, they let you borrow a thing for a certain amount of time, and you have to take it back to them. So because of this reason, Disney asked them to make it harder. And because of how far they were in production when Disney wanted the difficulty spike, the only level they could have tweaked at the time was the monkey level. And this explains why we could never beat it as children. So the whole reason for this video is to tell you, it wasn't your fault.
It's not your fault. Why is it so hard? I didn't know it was gonna be so hard. You're a phony.
But now I want to hear from you. I would love to hear your nostalgic thoughts on the Lion King game down in the comments. And while you're down there, if you can like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be awesome and I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to always and forever, you do you.